Alrighty, boys. I do need to drop though. I need homework. I gotta get done. School's starting to pick up, and I'm getting a little bit more stressed out about it. And so I do apologize for tonight. I feel like I was a little bit harder than I need to be. So please do forgive me. Try not to let that happen again.
I hate it.
I have so much more I have to do. I'm putting it off until
again, no
like
homework
11.
this entire semester.
Okay. With that being said, I will be missing the first hour of practice tomorrow. Jeff will be with you then, so I think you guys are scrimming the gooey goobers again, correct, Jeff?
Correct.
Yes.
Alright, so y'all are gonna
Magic
scrim
can get a
them.
little bit of revenge.
Oh yeah.
So I will be missing the first hour of that scrimmage. I will be joining y'all for the second half of it. Jam Jacob should be here. He'll be able to fill in.
I have an away basketball game, so I'll be on a bit later.
Alright, so like I said, Natsuki will be able to fill in the meantime while Freezy is out.
Basketball, hyper lol, real life sports.
Yeah, dude, what
What's
the fuck are
life?
those?
Alrighty, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and
Activity.
jump off here. I'm gonna go ahead and set it to Gibraltar for y'all.
What position do you play, Freezy?
I'm a shooting guard, man.
Wait, how tall are you? How much do you weigh?
Left bench.
I'm
Kidding.
5'10". No, dude. He won't let me play JV, and I played like 5 minutes game varsity, so it's a bit of a fucking rip. So
That
sophomore
seems bad.
year is just going to shit.
Sophomore, all you're a little baby.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
a baby.
You baby.
Hey,
All of
clear
your
comms for me.
babies.
Clear comms for me
Yeah,
for just a
okay.
second. Alright, I'm just want to reconfirm. I'm not going to be here for the next hour of tomorrow's practice.
Yep.
You all for coming out tonight. I'm sorry I have to leave you early. Y'all listen to Jeff. I will get filled in the meantime before tomorrow night, and I will see you all then. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much. Peace out, guys.
Yes. Later.
So
Goodbye.
Shut up, you baby.
I should probably just kill myself because I do real life sports.
What are you, like, what, 15?
I play basketball as well.
I'm 16.
Arriving
You're
at
16,
Watchpoint, Gibraltar.
Do you play on a
I
high
used to
school
play.
team?
I played last year, but I'm taking a break this year.
I used to play. I'm not good at it. My brother plays, and he's pretty good, but
Yeah.
I can't do that
Yeah,
stuff.
starting point guard. You know, I'm all that.
That's what my brother is.
This Magic sat the bench on the freshman team as a senior. I just
I didn't play this year. I'm working.
I haven't played
know
this.
what grade you're in, Magic.
Alright.
What happened?
Focus. No more basketball. As much as I love basketball. Not really, I don't love basketball. Unless it's on Ilios. Basketball's fun on Ilios.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Anyways. So what we're gonna do for this map, we're gonna run strat for that Widow play. And we're gonna come out with the triple DPS. You guys already ran it. Oh shit. You guys already ran that when you did this map tonight. So it's pretty much same thing, straightforward. Widow play on the attack. On defense, that looked atrocious. So we need to go over that. First of all, after 15 seconds of the match has happened, what are you able to do?
See the enemies.
Leave the game.
Correct. To one of those, I'll let you guess which one. Yeah, you can see the enemy's team comp. So it's really important that you push tab and see the enemy's team comp. You tanks literally sat here and got shredded, while 6 hid like a little girl behind this box because he didn't know whether or not they had a Widow. Like this is literally his POV the whole time.
It's good. It's a good POV.
And he'd shoot that doorway even though there was nothing in it because he didn't know if they had a Widow. So you can't do that, right? You need to be able to push tab. Also, you're still running a dive comp, right? So setting up right here is fantastic, but you need to actually be able to handle this incoming dive and then push back onto the cart. Otherwise, they're pushing the cart for free and you're feeding. Does that make sense? No, does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, the setup they had was actually way better. Now you, Kadisk, are a god and managed to totally mess them up, and they set it up improperly. But basically what you want to do is you want to put your soldier and your Zen back here by this blue box, right? And you put your tanks over there where Strat's at. and the tanks hold behind here because they can get shot in the face by a Widow and healed, and it's fine. And you put your soldier back there with your Zenyatta. Mercy can fly between, and you keep your Genji up here to help dive with the tanks. And basically, you want to be taking all of your fights right in this space. If you notice they have a Widow, you can always send Winston up here. The Widow's going to come to this point eventually. You can send your Winston deep for the Widow or your Genji, one of the two, doesn't matter. And that's fine, because the Widow is either going to play really far back, and then your Genji should be able to get her just fine, or she's going to play right up there where Strat's at right now, and then Winston can get her super easy. But you have all this high ground control by staying up here, and you can come back and you can control main and over there. So that's how you would play that. You would basically wait for them to come through car wash, because unless you actually actively dive on the cart aggressively, you're not going to get much done by playing forward.
Okay.
It also gives you much better sightlines for your soldier, because if you notice from where I'm standing right here, the line of sight, there's almost nowhere a Widow can hit me from unless she literally comes to this doorway over here. So you can play a lot more free, and 6 can actually put down a lot more damage. Without having to do this whole thing that he did the whole time.
Yeah.
Thing behind the box. You guys were basically playing a 5v6. Right? And it's also good for your Mercy too, because then she has 2 points that are far away from each other. If you're playing over there, your points are close together, which means it's easy for them to get to your Mercy. Even if she tries to fly away, she's still pretty much right there. So playing like this, she has more juke options available to her that she can do. For attack of this point, you guys did a really good job with the attack. I don't really think that needs work. You seem to have a really good understanding of the map and how to get around it. For second point, first, you stagger the other team. Second, you do not get your shit kicked in by a Mercy when you're playing a tank. Caddis. I saw that. I watched that.
What happened?
Look, here's the thing.
You did get rezzed.
I got
but
like
you
2
guys
of them, and that's
pushed-
why. I was 50
Yeah.
HP. Yeah.
You guys pushed way aggro. You got rezzed. That's fine. Your main goal, though, is to set up here, because if they get up here, you guys are fucked. And you don't want that. You want to be up here. You want to control this space, because from up here, you can control this doorway. You have Genji spam, you have Blade, you have Winston ult, maybe. You know, you have opportunities. You have
I feel
Widowmaker. You can even just shoot them in the face, or you can wall them, or, you know, whatever. You have a lot of options for here.
Yeah, I feel like we could get up here pretty easily when we were attacking, but we couldn't do anything with it. Like, I'd dive down here, then dead, or we'd come down
Well,
here
you
and
guys
then
weren't
dead.
getting your team up here. You'd get like 2 or 3 players up here, and then 2 or 3 players somewhere else, and it was a mess.
Dude, I knew there
Hanger
was an
face.
invisible wall right here.
Needs the absolute most work.
Invisible wall.
There's a wall.
Look at this little thing. I can't shoot through it, and that's the whole reason I died. That makes sense.
Oh, sorry.
You can see the shurikens.
Oh, yeah.
But so the yeah, the shuttle is super important on the attack, but you got to bottleneck the other team, right? So you don't go down there and feed and then let them come back and recontest and get an even fight under the bridge over here, because that's just AIDS. What you do, I have to grab a health pack because I'm sick of my screen being red. What you do is you actually stay up here, and then when you see somebody right there, doesn't matter who, you dive them, and you hold this doorway with a tank, and then you put another tank in the doorway, and like Winston will jump back up to the shuttle, while D.Va stands here and holds the doorway, and then D.Va will jump back up the shuttle while Winston comes down and holds the doorway. And if you get Winston ult, then you stand in this doorway and you Winston ult them. And they'll have to go some other direction, which denies them high ground, right?
Okay.
And the reason that you come up here is because you can put your Mercy up here, and she's super safe. Super safe. Super hard to get to, super hard to dive. And Zenyatta pushes cart the whole time. And he's just gonna do this the whole time. And then they're going to try and get through there, they're not going to be able to. And the cart's going to get all the way up to here, and then they're going to finally figure out to come through a bottom doorway. But you have high ground control, so you can just drop onto their back line when they try to come through the doorway and ult them, right? Pretty simple on the attack. Shuttle control is everything on the attack. If you lose What you need to do is you need to establish firm shuttle control. You never had firm shuttle control. You had 1 or 2 people up here, and you were like, all right, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna do this now, and then it never really happened, right? You dive in separately. You get split up. You're not going deep enough for targets. Sometimes you're going too deep for targets. You know,
Sniper.
it was just not in sync. What you need to do, you just need to take your shuttle control. You need to make sure, oh, hey, all right, we got everybody but our Zenyatta up here who's hiding so that he can push cart later. Are they going to jump our Zenyatta? You look, you check, you see, and then you go, hey, all right, we're going to jump this target. And then 4 of you jump a target, and that target dies. And that's it. Not complicated. Your Zenyatta will push up when he can. As Zenyatta, probably be best to push up through the mega room over here on this right side. And then you get to come up here. Get this kind of better high ground control. Diva, whoever's playing Diva, your job is to watch the monkey at all times. As soon as that monkey pushes shift, you push shift. And you hit that monkey so that he doesn't land where he wants to land. And then you burn him until he's dead. Or until he runs away or whatever. But you are Monkey Crowd Control 101. You're the riot police for Harambe. Make sense? Mm-hmm. You got Winston, you got Genji, you got Tracer. Those people can finish targets. Diva, whoever it is, needs to be watching their Winston, because feeding your Zen to the other team not only tilts Alden beyond, you know, all reasonable amounts of tilting, but it also puts you in a 5v6 a lot of times when you don't need to be. Zenyatta's damage, super value. Discord, super valuable. Orb, really good at keeping your Mercy alive while she heals other people, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff, right?
Wait,
So-
are we talking about cost?
No, I'm talking about in general. Like, your Zenyatta's dead, and Mercy's not getting healed, targets aren't getting discorded, and you don't have any damage from your Zenyatta because nobody bothered to turn around and think, oh, hey, maybe this Winston should be killed when he tries to solo dive our Zenyatta by himself with no support.
Okay.
That might be a good idea. So, Diva, that's your job. I'm gonna chew.
Guys,
and
real quick.
Freezy.
This is a bit off
Yeah.
topic, but do you have this emote?
I do not have that emote. It looks cool as fuck, though.
I could have sworn that it used to, like, bleed green.
It does.
It does?
Yeah.
Not on my screen.
On my screen, it does.
Okay. I was just making sure they didn't remove that, because I did, and it real confused me.
The
But yeah,
new
I
emote
got you.
is super cool.
Peel more, get Diva to peel more for,
Yeah.
the
That's not
Gingata.
something you need to worry about, Caddis. You need to worry about coordinating dives and making sure your DPS can follow up on it, right?
Yep.
You dive something up here, chances are your Tracer's not going to be able to follow it up.
Genji.
So Genji and Widow are going to be most of your DPS. That's one of the reasons you don't go past the doorway, right? Is one, you don't
Yeah.
want to leave Genji trapped out there.
Mm-hmm.
2, you don't want to be trapped out there with no healing. And 3, your Widow is a large part of your damage. So you want to control this doorway, but you don't want to go past it. Because the Widow is going to be probably body shotting a ton of stuff, because it's Nat, and that's just what we expect from him. But, you know.
Look what you made him do.
But that's how you're going to be able to take that team fight.
Yep.
Defense, basically, you control the shuttle. What you want to do is you want to get your English. You want to get everybody up here. You want to get the whole fucking team up here on the shuttle, and you want to keep your tanks in the front of the shuttle, like right here,
Yeah.
at least. And
So
you
we
want to
can
keep everybody else back here, at least, right?
Yep.
And if you know, hey, they're coming bottom, soldier comes over here and he shoots at the bottom, or he comes over here and he shoots at the bottom. This is super important for whoever plays soldier to know. You don't run forward to shoot at the bottom. You move left and right on the shuttle to shoot at the bottom. Because you're still playing far behind your tanks, right? You still need to be back, right? Your supports are going to go back there, your DPS is going to be right here, and your tanks are going to be up there with Genji. And let's say that they come up top right. The tank is going to walk towards the end of the platform. He's going to push shift. And as soon as you see that happen, Diva needs to shift into that motherfucking Winston. And Winston needs to shift into their motherfucking support. As soon as they push shift, you need to push shift. They're airborne and you need to mess them up. Winston, your job is to get on squishy targets. Genji, your job is to follow Winston. So if you see them coming in, Genji, right, it's magic. What you can do is you can be like, all right, hey, I'm gonna come over here. I know what's about to happen, and then you can go ahead and get in. Make sense? All right, you can go ahead and position yourself a little bit further in front because you know your Winston's about to push shift, and they can't jump you while you're just chilling out in the middle of nowhere. And then yeah, D.Va needs to peel, and Soldier is just gonna put damage on the tank, and D.Va and Soldier should be able to burn a Winston mid-air in no time flat, especially with this D.Va doing it. So yeah, it should happen pretty quickly, and that should be cool. And you just rinse and repeat over and over and over again, again. Third point, you can go back to the Widowmaker. Because you probably would have had to swap to D.Va.
It seems like for the majority of this, I'm going to be solo tanking on this map, right?
Yeah.
I thought we kept Widow's second point.
You do, unless it's not working, right? You get 1 or 2 pushes, and then you go D.Va because you need to escort your Winston to shuttle, because shuttle dive is hard, right? Shuttle dive is not an easy dive to do, and shuttle control is not an easy thing to establish. Sometimes you need a friggin' D.Va bomb just to establish a space on the shuttle.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
But then you can go back to Widow for third point because it's really powerful on third point.
On the high ground right
third
here.
point's pretty simple. Yeah, you want to control the high ground every opportunity you get. Your first high ground is going to be that top right side. The cart is not important in a triple DPS composition, or at least not nearly as important. Anyways, winning the team fight is what you're all about. That's why you have 3 DPS. You're not here to push point. If you want to push point, we'll get you 4 tanks and a bastion, and we'll push point like that. But what we want to do is we want to play the other team. We want to kill people. We're not here to mess around in that regard. So what you want to do is you want to take this high ground first. Winston, that's your job. DPS, it's your job to follow up on that. You want to make sure your Tracer's in position for it too, though. Tracer should be chilling out down there, waiting for people to either drop off the high ground or to potentially come up and support on the high ground. But you want Widow shots going in on them, and you want your Genji and Winston combos to be good there so that you finish targets quickly.
Once we win this fight right here, right, and we're moving card up through here,
Yeah, your next high ground is this bridge.
should I be like right here though? There's a lot of stuff you can do from up there, like just from spamming damage down here and then dropping.
Yeah, this is a good spot to be as Winston. This isn't bad. This isn't bad except for one thing. If they're on this bridge, you have to use your shift to get to this bridge. And you never want to use your shift to engage if you can help it. Sometimes it's unavoidable, like when you're jumping to high ground. But if you can start here, that's fantastic. You can peek this. You can stay here. You can peek this with Zen Orb, and you probably will be fine.
Yeah.
Most teams don't run a defense Widowmaker. It's becoming more and more common. Still, you should be able to peek this and be fine. And you and Smagic can chill out up here on this bridge because you don't want to have to use your shift to engage. And from over there, you would have to, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There's not really any way to avoid that. It is a nice spot, and it's super handy-dandy, but you can't...
Yeah, I was just more so thinking for like, in the fight over here, I can just drop on him from up there pretty easily.
Yeah. I don't know if the Tesla gun will reach all the way. But if you're fighting a team fight on the corner, that's not a bad spot to fall back to. Like if you need to jump out. Jumping on the high ground is always best, because your Mercy is safer on high ground when she's healing, and she wants to go to high ground eventually, inevitably. So I have to listen to this motherfucker scream every time you shoot me with an ice ball. I want you to know that. He does not like the cold, apparently. So basically, yeah, you want to get your Mercy as much high ground as possible, and that's not that high ground to put her on. This high ground would be terrible, but that high ground is not bad.
Alright.
And then, yeah, high ground control. Again, if you can get your Widow up here, that's super retardedly broken, and you guys can frag out on point. While you're fragging on point, Zenyatta should be like back here, though. He should be nowhere close to point. He's also a sniper. He should just be shooting people on point. Defense of this point. It's the same concept, but in reverse. You want to control the high ground. So this high ground obviously is the one you want to control first, and as dive comp, you need to engage. As soon as their tanks push shift, what do you do, Caddis?
I shift into their Hitlers. And the squishy.
Exactly. And what do you do, Smagic?
I follow that.
That is correct. And what do you do, Divas?
The back line?
Press the button so the monkey doesn't do the thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you shift into the Winston.
Yeah.
For peel.
You guys should probably practice that, by the way. If you're not very confident in it, you should probably practice just blocking a Winston from reaching a specific point on the map.
I can go through that if you want. Nah.
This isn't a bad one to do. Definitely both Divas should practice it. I'm gonna work with 6 if he's available at some point. So I won't be able to be a Winston bot, but thank you, Fabulous. But that's pretty much it for this map. If the Widow isn't working, just go Diva.
Oh yeah, Tesla cannon has
Complicated.
full range here.
All it hits is right there.
Oh wow.
Wait, go back
It
up.
looked, one sec. It looked like it reached a little bit longer.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it hit me.
Or I don't know where you are though.
Do
Where are
it.
you?
Hurry up.
No, I can't even. No, I can't even hit you there because if I jump,
Oh wow.
I can't lean that much into it. I'll fall off.
You would have to be super duper close.
But if you're like right there, where not is, I can hit you. You'd have to be like on the wall though.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I'm literally on the wall. Okay.
Yeah, when you're on the wall, I can't do anything.
Jumping up there to get your mercy up there wouldn't be bad though, because from this position, the only thing they can see Fabulous is that doorway. So if they don't have any high ground control, he can sit up here and free heal.
Sorry, bud.
I could have dashed out of that, but it's okay.
You didn't.
That is correct. No, I
I
wasn't
jumped up,
paying any
I saw your
attention.
HP, and I was like, uh-oh. Whoops.
I looked and I was like, oh, and then just dead. So that is Gibraltar. Any questions on the map in general?
How do you spell Gibraltar?
It's in the lobby.
You just spell Watchpoint and don't know what you're talking about.
Bruh, it was a
Or
spelling bee question. Right?
GIB.
I was a spelling bee question, and you failed.
Me?
Yeah. Wow, you're so smart.
Look at Fab go.
He's looking in the lobby.
Whoa.
No. Fab is a genius. He would never cheat. Whoa, video proof. What's the vibe?
I had no clue there was a platform there. That's good to know.
That one?
No, the one Jeff was just on. Like go straight, go left. Yeah, that. Right
Yeah,
there.
that's what I was
To
thinking.
your right. Yeah.
It's completely useless.
No, it's not.
This
That's a
platform?
good. Yeah, I could just get up there if I need a blade
and
real
this
quick.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can.
This is a really good spot for Genjis.
That one's a lot better, yeah.
I
This
only
one-
go
actually
up there
poke
if they're
through there.
like.
Like, this
yeah.
one's scary because they have so much sightline and you can't get shielded.
I mean,
Yeah,
I can
this
just.
is a really good spot for Genji because you can just.
This one you can shoot through and you can crouch in there and all that does. However, if you're playing in gold and you want to play Widowmaker, this is lovely.
Probably.
Just crouch spam.
Alright, now what?
Now I
Nothing.
jump on him and.
That's racist.
May is evil.
Honestly, the devil. The power of Christ
So you
tells
go around?
Dude,
Say he'll
there's
be back.
so